gone. I worked for all my life. I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my God above for living here today. The flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died and gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Hi, welcome to Citizen Watch, where your voice matters. I'm Allison Salinas. This is episode 15, and we have a very special guest that I'm extremely happy to have on my show tonight. Her name is Ashley Bean with the Ashley Bean Band. She's also going to be performing at the 2021 Gala in April, singing the national anthem. Welcome, Ashley.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. So we'll start off by, if you'll just tell us a little bit about ourselves so our guests know who you are and kind of what you're about and your profession.
Oh, I'm Ashley from the Ashley Bean Band. I've been doing music for about 20 years, playing the guitar and stuff. Grew up in a small town. Really started playing in bars and stuff when I was 15, then started writing my own music when I was about 18, 19 years old. Started recording my new album in my early 20s, and then recorded my current album that is out now about 2 years ago. And it's been a pretty cool journey for me with music and stuff. And I've met quite a few people in the industry, and I just love it.
So I was kind of browsing your page a little bit when we first started talking, and I asked you to come perform at the gala that's happening in April. So I noticed we went to the same college, actually. We both went to Illinois Central College. So can you tell us a little bit about your experience there? Because I had a blast.
Yeah, I got to meet some pretty cool, interesting people. I went there for obviously music, and I also went there for art, photography, that kind of stuff, because I really like that, all that artsy type stuff. Yeah, I got to meet some pretty cool characters there in that school.
Awesome. So when we talk about your music, I kind of have scrolled through some. I'd like to, so the guests can hear kind of what your music is about. You had shared a link with us, and before we get into your music and what it's about and messages you portray within your music or the background behind it, you know, what brought you to that song, I'd like to play a song for our guests. And I believe it's called What You Deserve. Is that correct?
Yes.
Awesome. So we'll play that now.
You can speak 1,000 words, you can break my heart and leave me worthless, but I still won't hear you. Where can I get along? Maybe I was the one who was wrong. Can I get alone? I know what you want, I know what you need. There is nothing that can come between. Hiding from the pain every single night and day, waiting for the right way to come. Is this why you laugh? Is this why you say the cheapest life for me? Give me a reason why. You should come around, tell me why you let me standing alone. Can I get alone? I know what you want, I know what you need. There is nothing that can come between.
favorites, actually. I listened to it a couple of times throughout the last week or so, and I kind of jam out in my living room to it now. So it's
Awesome.
become quite the interesting song. So what when you play music or you write your own music?
I do.
Awesome. So when you write your own music, what messages do you convey in your music, and what brings you to write what you do?
A lot of my music obviously is from life experiences that I've went through, whether it was good, bad. I like to speak a message within my music because I know I like to give advice to people. Um, I'm like one of those people that I know what it's like to be bullied or something like that, and basically make that listener feel like you're not the only one, and I'm here for you. And I just like to, I guess, guide people, give them advice, and all that kind of stuff through my music.
Awesome. Well, out of all your songs and I haven't gone through every single one that you've written, but I've gone through a short selection of them. And I'm kind of curious if I were to ask you what the most controversial song you've ever performed or written, what would it be?
Oh, I have no idea. uh, um, I'm not really sure which one that would be.
Well, that's okay. So you're from Elmwood, correct?
Yes, and I recently I've been here in West Peoria for the say past 3 years. I think I've been here. But,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Okay. So you're pretty close to me. I'm in Pekin, so that's pretty close.
Okay.
So yeah, that's awesome. So we'll touch a little bit about politics. I don't know what your stance is on it and where you stand. We haven't had that conversation yet, but what's your outlook on what's going on in today's world with Pritzker and the shutdowns and the mask mandates and you know, what do you think about everything and with the COVID vaccine coming out, people being controversial about whether it's safe or not? I know that's kind of a loaded question, but we can start with what's your stance politically, if you don't mind me asking you, and where do you stand on how Illinois is run?
I don't really get into politics all that much. I try to I guess stay neutral. I guess stay out of things. It's just too much hate, I guess, going on in the world, and it kind of just makes me sad to see everybody at each other's throats. It just kind of I don't know, it just makes me really sad that I people that I once knew are now this far left or this far right, and it's kind of just upset me when we all could just sit in a room together and just talk about whatever and nothing would bother us, and now nobody can look at each other anymore, and it's really made me sad. So I try to stay away from politics just to keep the tension out of the air with people, but yeah.
Absolutely. And I don't know how much digging you've done on my campaign or whatever, but that's kind of where I stand.
Yeah.
I think everybody needs to watch, you know, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, and at the very end where they all hold hands and sing, and even though their gifts are all taken, they're still happy and they're still grateful. So I know it's a weird analogy, but it's a good one, definitely.
Yeah. I want to see everybody be all happy in the end and they settle their differences.
Yeah, it'd be great if people could grow up a little bit and, you know, be, you know, one thing that I stress with people is, you know, being a critical thinker and, you know, having that conversation and actually listening to people. So that's important, you know, and I think we've lost that way somehow.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've noticed that lately where I think people have forgotten how to listen. Just sit back and just listen.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll talk a little bit about, I was going to kind of do this at the end, but I'm going to do it now, I guess. So we're going to talk about this gala that's coming up in April. You're going to sing the national anthem for us?
Yeah, I've been practicing it every so often I could get into the bathroom, which is that's acoustics, and I sing it and stuff, and I'm liking how it's turning out, so I'm pretty excited to sing it at this event. I'm very honored.
Well, we are definitely honored to have you. That's for sure. I heard about you through a friend of mine, and she said, "Oh, there's this girl that is just blows my mind every time I listen to her music." And I'm like, "Okay, let's go check her out." And so that's pretty cool. So I know I've gone over a little bit about what this event is about, but it's for our men and women in uniform. And it covers everyone from police to fire, all the way to military to correctional officers and beyond. You wear a uniform, basically, it's for you. So, what do you think about um, their role now with everything going on? With I know you don't follow politics, but there was, and I've talked about it previously in my show, but there's I don't know if it's a law or a rule, but I'm pretty sure it's a law that was passed to mandate more body cams and stuff like that for the officers, and it's making it very difficult for them because they don't have the funding for it.
Yeah.
So, um, in your opinion, just as a personal opinion, what do you think should, or not? What do you think should happen? But where do you think that puts them? They risk their lives every day and they don't have the funding for things already. And now they're being forced to do these things, whether they have the funding or not. And if they don't do it, they're just, they're defunded.
Yeah, it's really hard to say with everything that's going on. My father's a police officer. I have a older half brother. He's a police officer here in Peoria. It's just really hard to say because you worry about them and their lives. They are. I've heard horror stories that my father's told me about what he's gone through, and I've almost lost my father about 10 years ago due to somebody attacking him, and um, we didn't think he was going to make it over to the night, but he did. My older half brother, he's been through a lot, and we really need to start just looking out for our officers. But I mean, in the end, they are human beings too.
Absolutely. We are all God's children. I really believe that and feel that. And I wish people would understand that.
Yeah, yeah. I have always been seeing things a different way. Like, I tell people, like, if we start seeing uh, people the way the Lord sees His people, a lot of this chaos would just be. It would not be exist. It would not be. It would not exist at all. We would just see people the way that He sees it, as a light of this world.
Right. Absolutely. It amazes me how simple things can be and how
Yeah,
controversial they're making them out of
yeah.
something that is so small that can be rectified with just a conversation.
Hmm. I agree.
So we'll kind of jump back to your music. So I'm interested to know, you have a lot of diversity in your music. You have different songs, or like one's way over here in this range and then the other one's way over here. So it's amazing to me. So how is that brought together? How do you do that? How do you learn things like that? I mean, I know, music teachers and all that good jazz, and I know ICC's got some phenomenal people that teach music there.
Yes.
Um, one of my good friends, Julie is her name, and she teaches. And so, how do you differentiate the ranges and go from one almost a headbanger song to something that's talking
Yeah.
about real life situations? So, how do you do that?
um, well, a lot of practice, definitely a lot of practice with my vocal tone, the way I use it and stuff. I have like a very broad range for a woman to have such a low tone voice, but then actually reach the high notes and do it all in one song. Where I just go down to a low note and then just belt out the highest note that I can, all in the same song. Um, it's a lot of practice. And I also have like more of a rock tone voice, which I know rock singers have that. They gotta have that range. They gotta have that stamina, that power behind their voice, which I think that has a lot to do with my singing. Um, yeah, I try to do different style of voices with my music, with the soft tones and the very airy type voice or Amy Lee type voice. Then I go to like Joan Jett type of sounding voice that kind of ranges, and I try to make it all different, but also sound like me at the same time.
Well, it definitely sounds like a task. I don't know. I know I couldn't do it. But so I'm just curious, how many hours does a singer put in per day practicing?
I guess it all depends. I know you don't want to like overdo it because you can really hurt your voice, and you have to take a few days off to just recoup from that. But I try to like sing, if I'm practicing my music stuff, I try to do like an hour with my guitar, sing. I think that's a really good, you're not overdoing it, but you're not underdoing it. And it's like perfect for me is an hour. So I know some other people are different, a half hour, 15 minutes in the shower, whatever. But I kind of, when I'm practicing my music, I sing along with my guitar and rehearse things, and I kind of give it that hour mark for myself.
Awesome. So out of all your songs that you perform, what would be your favorite one? I know that's kind of a hard question to ask,
Yeah.
and why?
I do love the Halloween song that I did. I have the music video that I actually shot over at Spook Hollow at Market Heights. The owners of Spook Hollow are amazing, the coolest guys ever. They're so laid back, and they allowed me to shoot in their haunted attraction, which I thought was so cool. But Halloween is definitely one of my favorites because, like, who doesn't like Halloween? And I just like how it's kind of like this Marilyn Manson meets Alice Cooper type of song.
Wow. So I'm kind of real interested to hear that one. Let's see if I can get my guy to play that real quick. If we can play the Halloween song.
Are they even open? No one's even here.
Yeah, my friends are on the inside.
Fine. You guys have 1 hour. If you're not back out, I'm leaving and you're walking home.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Fine.
Yeah, whatever. Fair enough.
Okay, fine. Deal. Fine.
Bye.
I can't believe Mom's only letting us stay for an hour. It's not fair.
I know.
Yeah, it's
we're in
crazy.
high school.
Hey, wait. This building is huge. What do you think's inside?
I don't know, but there's a thing in the corner.
That I'm creeped out.
I don't want to go near that corner.
Let's go inside.
Okay. You first. I think Mom was right. There's still no line of people.
The door's locked.
Where is everyone? It's really dark.
No one's inside.
Are we sure it's even open?
I don't know.
Do you want to go in?
I don't know. I'm kind of creeped out.
After you.
Okay.
You guys look lost. Welcome to my home. Come in, I insist.
Something's here, dead of night. Something's here with a scary fright. Underneath, it's what you see is now coming. Halloween, it's what you see. It's coming. It's what you see on this night on Halloween. This is a scary fright in the dead of night. Hearing screaming in these walls, feeling tearing of these claws. It's what you see. It's coming. It's what you see
awesome. That had some good. I wasn't expecting. I hadn't clicked on that link yet, so that was a kind of
Yeah,
a
that's
surprise.
whole storyline to it.
Yeah, that was that was a little creepy, but that was cool. I like that. So
It was
what's
different.
what it is different, definitely, and I like it. I like different. So what is the storyline behind that? I'm curious.
Um, Halloween's kind of like a big thing in my family, especially my dad. He gets all into the Halloween stuff. That's his favorite holiday. That is his favorite time of the year. He just decks the house out. And I thought, you know what? I'm gonna try to, write a song about Halloween. It's so big in my family. That'd be so cool. Be the perfect rock song. And this song that I just kind of developed, it just was born. I took a lot of influence from Tim Burton, Marilyn Manson, Alice Cooper, and I just kind of morphed all those three together and threw this song out.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, that's I can't bring myself to go to a haunted house. I just can't. I'm just
I
that
love
kind
them.
of person. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And like I said, again, there's that range. I've heard completely opposite end of the spectrum range from you, and then versus that. So that's pretty cool. You're really talented. So
Thank you.
that's really awesome. I can't wait to hear you sing the national anthem. That's going to be completely on the other side of the spectrum.
Yeah, I definitely been practicing. Like, don't use my rock tone voice. Like, this is a completely different style. So
Yeah, I'm not really sure how the rock tone band of national anthem would sound.
yeah.
That'd be interesting. So we're what I like to do, Ashley, at the end of our show, which we're kind of rounding up, is if there's any questions that anybody has for you, I like to give the public a little bit of time to ask any questions for you if they have any, and if they don't, we can keep chatting a little bit and wrap it up. But I'm super excited for you to come to the gala. It's going to be a huge event. It's on April 2nd from 4 to 9, and it's a fundraiser for the men and women in uniform.
Mhm.
And all of the proceeds, every last dime of them, goes to these guys. And just so you know, a little bit of background about what the purpose of the gala is, other than just supporting the men and women, is there are three businesses that are going to prosper from this.
Mhm.
And one is the Effingham Police, because we're doing it in Effingham. And another one is Brownstown Fire Department. And we've got a huge mega surprise for them at the end of the night that they have no clue about. I'll tell you about it later. It's a secret. So we do have a question. What made you get into the field of music, the music field?
Music has been in my family for a very long time, and hearing the stories from my great grandfather who performed, it was before the Grand Ole Opry, and he won the same contest as String Bean back in the day. And hearing those stories, and just my grandmother, she used to sing all the time. My other grandmother was a drummer. She a musician. My aunt's a musician. My dad loves to sing. It just kind of is in my family, and just one day I just felt like I need to play music for whatever reason. My calling right now is music, and I want to, I have a story to tell to people, and I want to do that through music.
Nice. Well, that's awesome. Well, that was from Kimberly Brooks. She's actually my chief of staff for my campaign. So yeah, she's a good person. So one thing I want to kind of get back to, you were talking about bullying, and I was bullied when I was a kid, so I know how that feels.
Mhm.
And I've had friends that were bullied. So what is your background with that? And I don't expect you to get into any details, but what gave you the passion for that? Where did that come from, real quick?
All my life I have been bullied. Even to this day, I still get haters that just, for whatever reason, just like to hate on me. But I have taken that hate and I've grown from it, and I've used that as strength and to become stronger as a person. I have like a learning disability, and I was made fun of because I have a learning disability at times. I can't read really well, but That's just the way I was born. And I kind of just made my way through school. I'm like, I'm going to prove these people wrong one day. And I'm going to use their hate, their pain that they caused me. And I'm going to use that in a positive way to show to others, like through my music, that you are not alone. If I can do this, so can you. And use that pain as strength. And it will get you through anything.
Absolutely. Well, I've come to learn that bullies hate on us because they have something to worry about with us.
That's
And
right.
because we're going to shine through, and we're going to, I have been knocked down so many times that I joke about it because I can laugh about it now.
Yeah.
But, one thing that it's kind of stuck even with my campaign is, I don't know if you remember the game Whack-A-Mole, where you hit it down, it comes back up. And that's kind of me, I keep coming up, somebody's trying to knock me down and I just keep coming up. And eventually, and we can relate with that because we both, been bullied and been hated on and been pressured and, whatnot, which you're an amazing artist. So I have no clue what they're talking about, by the way. You're anybody that can go from the Halloween range to the national anthem, man, you got skills. But, it's a matter of, we're going to be standing at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to continue our dreams and pursue what we want to do in life to help others. And they're still going to be there.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I come from with it anyway.
Yeah.
So, well, we're pretty much out of time, Ashley, but I want to thank you for coming on the show. And I was excited to have you. I've been waiting all week for you. So
thank you for having me. This was an amazing opportunity.
Absolutely. And we go off of 6 different channels. So plus when you shared it, so it's starting to pick up some steam. It's taken me a while. Like I said, this is episode number 15. So I've done this a little while. And I'd also like to invite you back at some point. I do roundtable discussions, and that means that there's like probably 10 people on here. So it gets really fun that way because everybody gets to, the purpose of my show is where your voice matters. And usually I take a neutral stance and I just let people talk. I give people a voice. And that's part of my growth from what I've dealt with, being a 3-time cancer survivor and being bullied and having a learning disability. We have so much in common. But yeah. And, but it takes a lot to overcome that. It does.
Yeah.
And it builds strength and character and heart. And it just builds something inside of you that you just can't explain, and you just shine through it. So I commend you for standing up and helping people. And you're an amazing person. Your parents did a phenomenal job raising you.
Oh, thank you.
Please give all of our respect to your family that are in law enforcement.
I
Definitely respect that. And I hope to see your family at the gala. But so we're going to end Citizens Watch tonight. Keep in mind, I added a new segment. So Sunday night at 7, I do a Q&A that opens up the floor for any questions for my campaign. Again, Monday night, 7:30 every week is Citizen Watch. And that's all we have for you tonight, guys. I want you to be safe. The roads are nasty, nasty, nasty. There's like blizzard stuff out there. So it's a little crazy. So be careful. Ashley, God bless you. And everybody, you have a good night. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.